Umo. Mr. Ebong Umo. Okay, the next on the list we have Mrs. Caroline Uwanli. Mrs. Caroline Uwanli. Uwanli. Mrs. Caroline Uwanli. Tonight, receiving the charity gifts from the celebrant, we have Mrs. Agboye Arewa. Mrs. Agboye Arewa. I beg your pardon. If I'm not pronouncing the name very well, please pardon me. Mrs. Agboye Arewa. Quickly, while this is going on, I'd like to use this opportunity to apologize to Mommy Adara Legbe, who told me that her name was wrongly pronounced. She is Mommy Adara Legbe Folusho, not Foluke. Foluke was the name given to me, so I hope she hears or somebody tells her that the correction was made. All right, receiving the charity gift tonight. Again, tonight we have Mr. Abiodun Emmanuel. Mr. Abiodun Emmanuel. Receiving the gift also tonight, we have Mrs. Owi. Mrs. Owi or Motola. Mrs. Owi or Motola. Okay, it's Onio. Mrs. Oni. But it's Owi that is here, please. Mrs. Oni or Motola. Mrs. Oni, are you in view? Mrs. Oni or Motola. Then we have Mr. Sunday Adeniyi. Mr. Sunday Adeniyi. Mr. Sunday Adeniyi. And last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, Iya White. Iya White. Is it Iya or Iya White? Well, Iya White. Iya White. In case you are not sure or you didn't hear the names, maybe you were outside when we started calling the names, I'll run through it again. We have Mrs. Obu Destiny, she's received her own already. We have Mr. Ubong Umo. Mrs. Caroline Unwanli received their own. Mrs. Agboye Arewa. Then Mr. Abiodun Emmanuel received his own. Mrs. Oni Omotola. Mr. Sunday Adeni, and ladies and gentlemen, the last on the list, Iya White. And ladies and gentlemen, magnify the Lord 1.0. This is where